time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure, so let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
Badass Slingshots,
and Mossy Oak.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back for another Minicast, sitting here in the cabin with Dan. You've got somebody you want to talk to tonight.
Absolutely. You know what? I noticed you huffing and puffing, riding that bike. You went 11 miles in, I think it was 90-degree weather.
Yeah, I was a fool last week, and it was hot, and it's part of my training. I'm getting ready for hunting season.
Okay. So with that, again, on the radio, on the phone with us is Patrick Durkin. And Patrick Durkin ran the Boston Marathon this year.
I can't ride 26.2 miles, let alone run that far.
Well, he did it. And you know what? I saw him building up to this. And to me, that was, he posted that, hey, I qualified for it. Hey, I'm running it. Amazing. But I want to talk to him, with him. Is this working towards health for hunting? Patrick, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. You know what? Congratulations on that Boston Marathon, by the way.
Well, thanks, Danny. I, in all sincerity, I don't think I've ever done anything in my life that made myself so proud of something. I worked hard at it, I qualified for it, and I ran it, and I had a great time, and I hope I can do it again someday.
You know what? Take us back. When I remember you way back when, you weren't you're a robust kind of guy like I am, and did something change? Something happen that you started running, getting more in shape for hunting season by running, or you do more than that? What's your regimen?
Yeah, it was a step-by-step evolution that I didn't really plan. But real quickly, Danny, if you polite to say so, but when you met me, I was probably about 200 pounds. I was 5'8", and so you guys can kind of picture what a 5'8" guy who weighs 200 pounds, what he looks like. And I wasn't obese, I guess, but maybe I may have met the definition. But all I know is I wasn't in good shape. And by the time I was about the turn of the century, I was 44 years old, and I was heavy, and I was out of shape, and I was turkey hunting, and wasn't feeling good about it. I was huffing and puffing, and just wondering how I can hunt turkeys all day with my daughter and have a good time. And finally, just dawned on me. Getting around an ATV only gets you so far. To really have fun, you got to get back to where you are, where you can just look at a hill and say, "There's a turkey up there. Let's go after it." And so I started working out in about it was actually the spring of 2000. I started working out. Well, then after about 2 or 3 years of that, I started to realize that, okay, I'm working out, but I'm still putting on weight. And I wasn't, it's the one thing I learned is that you cannot exercise off that weight. You have to change your diet. You have to start eating sensibly, not eating so much. And so I changed my lifestyle, basically. I started eating just 3 sensible meals a day, cut out a lot of desserts, cut out fried food, and I started losing weight. And in 2004 is when I made the big change. In 2004, in January, here's my story. At the ATA show in 2004, I was walking down, and this is the Archery Trade Association show in Indianapolis. I was walking past a big storefront, saw my reflection in the mirror, and thought, or in the window, and I thought, well, that can't be me. And I thought, oh, no, it is me. It must be distorted. By the time I got down into the block, I was still looking in that window and realizing, that's what I look like now. And so it was a combination of things of hunting, whatever, that I realized I'd gotten out of shape. Well, in 2004, then I really changed my diet and started losing weight. And then by about 2007, I was bored with all the different things at the gym, like ellipticals and stationary bikes, that kind of stuff. So I started running.
And
next thing I know,
you're right, and he gets bored. And same thing with Mike here. He was doing the elliptical for a while, but he went out to change the menu, so to speak. He started bike riding.
Yeah. And the thing I should point out though, and after I lost the weight in 2004, a buddy of mine noticed the big change. He said, you should start hunting elk with me, because the one thing you can appreciate is that there's very few fat elk hunters. I mean, you're hunting high elevation, you're hunting really tough terrain, and you're on the go most of the day, and it's not like sitting in a whitetail stand. A lot of times you're walking a mile and a half, 2 miles just to get away from your truck, first thing in the morning, and sometimes you're going up these really big mountains to get up there, and where you're going to find the elk. And so I started finding out that, this elk hunting is too much fun. This deer hunting is too much fun when you don't have all the constraints on you that's caused by being out of shape. And the more fun I was having hunting, the more motivated I stayed to keep running and keep the weight off, and just start, eating sensibly. And I think now, I'm 60 years old now. I ran a Boston Marathon when I was age 60. The first time I ran the Boston Marathon, I was 60 years old. And I'll be hunting this year in Idaho again for elk. This is my 11th straight year hunting elk in the mountains of Idaho. And it's not easy. It's really hard hunting. But I think if I weren't running and if I weren't doing the things that keep you in shape year-round, I wouldn't be doing that stuff. And the thing I would tell people is don't think you can just get in shape over a course of a couple of months, especially as you get older. It's got to be a year-round lifestyle thing. But I can tell you, with so much sincerity and so much hope for people, is that they do this because they'll enjoy hunting so much more if they're in good shape.
Absolutely. And with me, it was it's almost 2 years now, I was diagnosed diabetic. And he says, your dad had it, and, well, guess what? You got it now. Congratulations. So he said, well, here's what we got to do, this, and this. And basically it comes down to a lifestyle change. It's just not something that I can look at and go, all right, you're right. For me, it's portion control. That is my biggest thing. I can have a little bit of it, but don't have a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing. I thought for the first couple of weeks, I was Mr. Grump, and it was like, but then I started realizing how the program worked, kind of. And you started watching it. Actually, counting the carbs a little bit. It's like, okay, give, take. But it works for me. And just like for you, going out to Idaho, hunting, like you said, going up and down these mountains. And last year when I was deer hunting, when I was out tooling around the woods, I could tell the difference. That, wow, hey, I did that. And
you're not huffing and
I'm
puffing.
not huffing and puffing. And it was like, that's pretty cool.
Climbing your tree stand and you get to the top and you're out of breath.
Right.
So. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you still get out of breath, and you still huff and puff, but you get over it so much faster.
Right.
Exactly. So exactly. So everybody out there, the reason I kind of did this one on a mini cast was get out there, get healthy, be safe, because we don't want to hear about people heart attacks while they're dragging their deer, or a heart attack while they're chasing an elk, or something bad happening because it could have been avoided.
Yeah, and it makes you feel better. I know when I get back from a ride, I feel so much better. And as it goes on, it gets easier, and then you push yourself, go a little bit further, and I'm working on the diet. That's hard for me, but I've cut probably 25 pounds off.
The thing I want to say one thing too before I forget is that I know when I'm running, you guys, I can honestly say I'm not having a good time while I'm running. I mean, it's hard work. You want to quit, but boy, there's nothing that feels better than when you're done and you look back and what you've done. I I don't. I still don't know what the runner's high is. I hear about people saying the runner's high. You start running and you get this euphoric feeling while you're running. I think I've never gotten that. The only runner's high I've gotten.
But race. You got to admit though.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to admit though, some of the scenery that you've run through and taken pictures of is not too bad.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's I like right now I'm dealing with a little foot injury. And I haven't been able to run the last 2 weeks because I did something to my left foot. But I'm still getting around. I can still walk around. I can still do the elliptical and the stationary bike and stuff. But I miss the running because the running, where I live in central Wisconsin. And so it's fun to get out. I run year round, at any kind of weather. I don't run in the rain. I don't run when the roads are slick. But anytime there's dry pavement in the winter, I'm out there. If it's below zero or whatever it might be, I run because it's so cool to see the things out there. And I'm seeing deer all the time and turkeys and wildlife, and so it's neat to. The thing is, too, animals don't seem to quite get humans who run. They look at you and they let you get pretty close sometimes because it's just I think it's unexpected for them.
Right.
So
exactly.
There are some good things about that are. Yeah, while you're actually doing it, there are some enjoyable parts of it.
So the moral of the story is, people get out there and be healthy.
Just get after it.
Get after it. Put your mind to it, and things. It might not be overnight.
No,
but over time you'll see the benefits.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight, and it requires constant upkeep. But that's the way we're built. It's nothing. It's the same old stuff. Nothing worthwhile. It comes easy.
No.
Always work.
Well, what was the quote I put on the bike video? You must endure a little pain for success in the future. You got to pay the price. And the thing that we do, I've got a buddy of mine at work that holds me accountable, and I hold him accountable. And we get to work. It's like, did you ride last night, or did you ride this morning? Mm-hmm. And when you say no, when you have to say no, and they give you that look like, why not? It's a friendly scolding of, you need to keep at it, buddy. And it's if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah, and you do feel better, and there's no mistaking it. And I look now at the opportunities I've had because I've gotten in shape. And I think I couldn't have done that. I couldn't do what I'm doing right now when I was 40 years old, and I'm 60. And I don't know how long this will continue, but I think while I'm around,
mm-hmm.
I want to have fun.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be limited.
Yep.
Yeah, because we never know. The one thing I've told Danny is we never know how many hunts we have left in us. And I want as many as I can get.
Yep, I'm with you.
Anything else you want to throw in, Dan?
Nope.
All right, that'll do it for this minicast. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
Badass Slingshots,
and Mossy Oak.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.